Get ready to witness the latest addition to the McLaren family, the beastly MCL60, set to compete in the highly anticipated 2023 season. Upon first glance, you might mistake it for its predecessor from last season, but let us tell you, this baby is a whole new ball game. Whilst the papaya orange livery remains, the MCL60 has undergone an array of aerodynamic upgrades to give it that extra edge on track. Are you excited to delve deeper into the nitty-gritty details of this beastly machine? Well, look no further, because we've got you covered. From the ins and outs of its chassis to the cutting-edge technology implemented under the hood, we'll be taking you through everything you need to know about this newest challenger of the McLaren team. So before we hit the road, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon to stay up to date with all the exciting news to come. Okay, now let's get technical, folks. The mastermind behind the MCL60 is none other than the brilliant James Key, McLaren's technical director. You might notice that the MCL60 appears to be an evolution of its predecessor, the MCL36, but trust us when we say this bad boy is a whole new level of innovation. James Key has made sure that the MCL60 requires less in-season development compared to last year's car, which encountered some major issues that needed to be resolved quickly. This season marks the first for the team's new principal, Andrea Stella, and let us tell you, the MCL60 will be hard to miss on track. Its striking papaya orange and blue colour combination is simply breathtaking. The unpainted bodywork adds a sleek black tone to the livery, making it stand out amongst the pack. And if that isn't enough to turn heads, the Google sponsorship and its colours on the wheel covers add an extra pop of colour to this already vibrant machine. As always, McLaren has gone all out with their sponsorships, utilising every inch of space on the car for advertising. At first glance, the MCL60 may look similar to the 22 Challenger, but with the unpainted bodywork exposing the naked carbon fibre, this car is all about reducing weight to maximise speed. Are you ready to see the MCL60 in action? We certainly are. Now, we know you might be wondering why the latest McLaren Challenger isn't named the MCL37, since it follows the M36 and an order which started in 1981 with the MP41. And the answer is quite simple. The executive administration of the team has decided to pay homage to their illustrious 60-year history by naming their newest beast the MCL60. This decision commemorates the team's founding in 1963 by Bruce McLaren and their incredible success in the world of racing. Over the past 6 decades, the McLaren team have secured an impressive 12 drivers' titles and 8 constructors' titles, making them the third most successful Formula One team in history. But let's get back to the technical details of the MCL60. The aerodynamic department has been hard at work, building on what they learned from the MCL36. They've been focused on maximising the ground effect underfloor performance by extensively working on the car's floor design. This innovative approach will likely lead to significant lap time improvements, as the team has prioritised the floor design over traditional outer bodywork and wings. But here's the kicker. The floor design is a highly guarded secret of each team, and no one has any exact idea about the floor design of the MCL60. This means that we'll have to wait and see how McLaren's innovative approach to floor design will impact their performance on the track. Are you getting as excited as we are to see the car in action? Switching gears now, let's take a closer look at the external geometry of the MCL60. McLaren has made significant changes to the side pods to mimic the successful design seen in last year's Red Bull, created by renowned engineer Adrian Newey. By increasing the space at the lower front of the side pods, McLaren has made room for veined inlets that improve the performance of the underfloor tunnels. All of these changes hint at the reorganisation of the radiator layout, and McLaren has put a lot of effort into perfecting the geometry of the floor inlets. The new dimensional regulations introduced last year permit a wide range of inlet heights, and McLaren has taken full advantage of this freedom. The angle of the inlet has also been changed compared to the MCL60's predecessor. These changes are all part of an effort to achieve the optimal combination of good downforce and consistent balance through the corners. However, this is a challenge faced by every team, as none of them are fully confident in their bodywork. Moving on to the suspension system of the MCL60, it has retained the front pull rear push rod used in its predecessor. This system caused fewer issues last season, so McLaren has decided to stick with it for the current setup. The aim of these changes is to make the car a more formidable contender on the track. With modifications to the side pods and the suspension system, the MCL60 promises to be a force to be reckoned with in the 2023 season. Now let's talk about the heart of the MCL60, its power unit. McLaren continues its partnership with the German engine manufacturer Mercedes and will be using the Mercedes AMG F1 M14E performance engine for the 23 season. However, there is a big question mark about the performance of the Mercedes customer teams compared to the factory team in recent years. While McLaren and Mercedes had a strong partnership when Mercedes were not a factory team, that partnership suffered once they joined as a factory team. McLaren then turned to Honda and Renault, but those partnerships proved unsuccessful, leading them to return to their old engine supplier in 2019. Despite this tumultuous history, McLaren has enjoyed moderate success with Mercedes and hopes to continue that trend with the MCL60. However, the McLaren administration has decided to replace Daniel Ricciardo with Oscar Piastri, as Ricciardo's performance was lackluster over the last 2 seasons. The new driver lineup is now ready to give the MCL60 its track debut on February the 23rd at the Bahrain International Circuit. Looking forward, it seems that McLaren will need to find a new engine supply by at least 2026. While their partnership with Mercedes has been fruitful in some respects, the team may need to explore other options to keep up with the competition. But for now, all eyes are on the MCL60 and its performance in the 2023 campaign. Now, according to McLaren's new team principal Andrea Stella, the MCL60 still has room for improvement. Whilst he isn't entirely satisfied with the car, he does believe that in-season development will allow the team to establish themselves as part of the top 4 by the end of the season. Stella has stated that the team is being realistic about their short-term goals and their aim is to be the 4th best car over the course of the year. Stella is, however, optimistic about the future of the MCL60, as there are already good developments in the pipeline that should be implemented soon. These improvements will address multiple areas of opportunity, predominantly in the field of aerodynamics, but also in areas such as interactions with the tyres. Whilst there are still some areas that need work, Stella is confident that the team will make good progress early in the season. All this does mean that McLaren have given up on the 2023 title, as the MCL60 is not in a position to challenge the top 3 teams. Instead, they are again eyeing that 4th place finish, which will likely lead to some exciting battles with teams such as Alpine and Alfa Romeo, who are also aiming for the same spot. Whilst McLaren might not be anybody's favourites to win the championship, their commitment to constant improvement and in-season development should not be underestimated. We can't wait to see how the MCL60 performs and whether it can meet Stella's high expectations. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the MCL60 and whether it will be able to propel McLaren up the standings this season. Do you think the team has what it takes to finish in the top 4, or will they face stiff competition from Alpine and Alfa Romeo? Let us know your opinions in the comments section below. Thank you for watching our video and being part of our community. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for all the exciting updates and news from the world of Formula 1. At F1 Racing Now, we're committed to providing you with the inside track on everything related to F1. From the latest developments in in-car technology to driver rivalries and championship standings, we're your go-to source for all things F1. So join us and become part of the action-packed world of Formula 1.